thank you all so much for taking time to watch my members only video about the real story behind my Genshin account. Now, the reason why this is a members only video is because, well, I consider this something that just doesn't quite relate to what's happening in my channel. I mostly like to focus on the content rather than the creator. And this one is more about myself and who I am rather than, you know, about Genshin exactly, despite it being my story behind my Genshin account. So if you want to see more of these kind of videos, definitely post a comment below about like what else you want me to talk about to members only. I do have a couple of things here and there, but I definitely want this to become a frequent thing for videos. Anyways, let's just get freaking started, okay? I wrote down some notes here because last time I recorded this video before. Bye! I finished the video, I was editing it, and then when I was editing my 10K subscriber video, which I think by the time this video comes out, I'm like maybe 10 or 20 subscribers away, so I'm very, very excited. We're definitely gonna hit that goal, so I'm very, very happy, but I digress. I recorded this second time. I was looking through some footage to put to my 10K subscriber video, and I found, I unearthed some crazy footage of me playing Genshin. And I had no idea, so we're gonna talk about that a bit later on, but I wanna first talk about my experiences playing Genshin because to what a lot of people don't know is that I actually started playing Genshin around the launch of the game. You know, my reactions that happened in June were definitely the first time I watched any of those trailers, but it was never the first time I played the game. And hopefully I made that clear in those videos, because the purpose of those videos was to record and react to the trailers rather than being like, oh, I'm a new player, what is this game called Genshin Impact? Like, that wasn't the intention. And so hopefully people took that intention, but also I'm very dumb, I forgot a lot of things. So also it kind of feels like it's a new player anyways. But I digress. So the reason why I got so interested in Genshin is because everyone was talking about this game that was like, oh, this is anime Breath of the Wild. You have to play this game. Like any news outlet, any videos, like everyone was talking about Genshin Impact. And this was the first time I've ever heard about, well, at the time they're called, I guess they're called MiHoYo at the time, right? So when MiHoYo released Genshin, this was the first time I ever heard of a company called MiHoYo. I've never knew any of the other stuff that they've made. And, you know, looking at the like gameplay trailer that was released, it was like, okay, well, it seems like a cool anime game where you collect waifus and husbandos. So like, I'm in for it. And it's also like Breath of the Wild. So I was like, I'm super, super excited to actually get a chance to play this game. And so I actually played it the day after release. I'm not sure why, because my memory is bad. So I'm basing this off of, you know, when I got characters. So when I first got Amber, and then when I got the ability to actually, like, you know, an enemy ability, anemone ability, that was like September 30th. That was when the achievement showed up. So I'm assuming that I just didn't play the game on September 29th is when I played the game. I'm not sure I played it on release on September 28th. So that was that. So I joined September 29th, and I don't remember too much of my experience. Like, from the way I could understand the game is that I originally thought this was like a generic gacha anime game. Like the only other gacha games I played is like Love Live and Bleach Brave Souls. And both those games, really fun games, but I always skip the stories because I just didn't, for Bleach it was like, you know, it's just going through the Bleach storyline. So you don't, like if you already seen Bleach or if you just don't care, you can skip through it. And then for Love Live, I was like, I don't really care what's going on here. I just like the music and I like the rhythm game aspect of it, right? And so I felt the same way about, you know, Genshin Impact. So I skipped all the story. I skipped it all. And so, you know, since I skipped all the story that I played, I never cared to watch any of the trailers that were released. That is until when I started playing Honkai Impact. Because here's the thing. All the videos that I've recorded right now on this channel are really the first times I've paid attention to the Genshin Impact story. And the reason was, everything that I saw before then was before I played Honkai Impact. Because when I started getting into Honkai Impact, I realized how amazing the game's story is, how amazing the game's cinematics and trailers are. And I was like, damn. So does that mean like the story is just gonna be as good as in Genshin and the trailers are gonna be just as good as Genshin? In Genshin, I was like, oh, I need to go check out Genshin. So that's where I started to actually do reactions to Genshin, where I started to jump into Genshin, was after playing Honkai when I realized that, oh my god, I mistook Genshin for some generic anime gacha game. So from what I know, I got up to level 20 before quitting Genshin. And why that is so important is because based off the achievements, I've been cross-referencing videos that I've had in achievements. And so October 8th was the last achievement I got before December 26th, which was when I got Sucrose. And why this is so important is because I was planning on, in 2020, to release a Game of the Year 2020 video where I just talked about my favorite games of 2020. One of those games was Genshin. And in that video, I mentioned a few things. I mentioned how beautiful Genshin is. I mentioned how insane it is that they have all these amazing different characters that are all 3D models that are so well detailed and have so many different effects and different like attacks, and that they're releasing them so consistently. So I was mentioning that. And then in the video, I wanted to get gameplay of Genshin. So I had myself record me playing Genshin, and for some reason, I record myself getting Sucrose, which doesn't make sense, but I mean, for what I'm doing right now, it makes perfect sense. And so at that time when I rolled for Sucrose, I was at level 20. It showed me at level 20. Here's the thing. When I did my Yae Miko pool in 2022, I was also at level 20 at that time. So my assumption is that by the time I completed the prologue quest, I was already at level 20, which is fascinating to really think about for me. So I must have played that game for, well, I guess it's September, October. So I guess I only played that game for a little less than 2 months because it's September 29th, I started playing it. October 8th is when I stopped playing it. And I was checking and obviously I could have played in between October 8th and December 26th, but looking at the achievements, I got no achievements between those 2 days, or those 2 dates. And it's funny, in the Game of the Year video that I make, I never once mentioned how beautiful and amazing the trailers are, and I never mentioned the story. In fact, I mentioned that like, oh, within the first 15 hours of the game, it's, you know, you didn't have to worry about spending money on the gacha characters. And I'm assuming that the reason why I said the first 15 hours was because that was something I could like mention, because that was my personal experience in those 15 hours. So I assume that I've only played the game for 15 hours. But I'm not 100% sure. I just feel like the way I said that is very weird, but here's the clip, right?
What I personally found was in the first 15 hours of the game, it gives the players enough currency to unlock a lot of new characters. And even past those 15 hours, the game really doesn't get between you and finishing the game.
So yeah, that's kind of wild. And so and I guess at this point, you're probably not wondering why I have Yae Miko and Mei Raiden, honestly. I mean, well, I just said it, right? Mei Raiden. In Honkai Impact, there are 2 characters, Yae Sakura, who is a Miko, and Mei Raiden. And I could have images here as well. And you can kind of see the differences between the Honkai version and the Genshin version. And of course, being such a huge fan of Honkai Impact, I had to like get these characters because I knew that by the time I got to that point where, you know, Yae's banner was like up, I already knew I was going to play Genshin eventually. So that's kind of my story behind, you know, Genshin Impact. I mean, there's not much else to say. It's been quite a journey. And I don't know why I do this with games. I literally had the same feeling with League of Legends. I played League of Legends back in like 2011, 2012, and I had the same feeling of like, I played the game, it was okay, and I just never bothered to watch any of the other trailers because I was like, that wasn't like, I have to be very, very into the game for me to care about watching gameplay trailers or videos about the game. And also, to be honest, I've never seen or played a game that had trailers that mattered this much. If you look at League of Legends trailers, if you look at, Hoyoverse trailers, when it comes to those trailers are something meant for the fans. They're not promotional videos like, oh, come play this game today. Those are like promotion. They're not just promotional videos. There's so much effort that goes into them, and I just never realized that before. But yeah, that's really the story of my Genshin Impact. I do want to announce something though. So of course, I told you that I skipped the Archon prologue. I skipped chapter 2, act 1. So of course, I'm going to be playing through those again. Obviously, I don't have a time frame because I do want to get to all the new stuff first. And then I may just do an entire replay through because I've been really loving the lore and story of Genshin Impact. And to give you a little insight on what I see as the future of this channel, it is a channel mixed with comedy, lore, and animation. And so these are the three tenets I want to go moving forward for the future of this channel, because I'm so fascinated with the lore of this, just of Genshin in general, and I want to use my animation skills and abilities to be able to showcase the lore and discuss the lore in fun ways. And so that's kind of how I'm thinking about this. Obviously, things will change, but that's kind of where I want the future of this channel to go. So I definitely need to play through and replay through a lot of this story stuff to understand and truly learn the lore, because goddamn, it is so freaking good. I love it. Despite my memory being absolutely terrible, I'll just need to find a way to take notes and do it properly. But yeah, that's really it. Also, hey, since you're still here, go ahead and post in the comments below about what else you want to see me talk about for these member-only videos. As I mentioned before, the member-only videos are a lot closer to, I guess, like vlogs or things that just don't fit on my channel. So yeah, honestly, you could just ask anything, really. Hopefully I'll be posting up a Q&A at some point, and then honestly, probably either tomorrow or the day after, you'll probably see the 10K subscriber video. It's very melancholy, or melodramatic, that was the word I was using. It's very melodramatic, but it's just kind of the style I like to do when I talk about sentimental things about my journey in creating. So definitely go check out that video if it's not already posted. It should be posted. Actually, it'll appear right here if it's posted, so go click on it if it's there. Okay, anyways, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch the video, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye!